In today's video, I'm showing you how to embroider this cute little design that you can purchase in my online shop using the Sewtech magnetic hoop for the single needle embroidery machine. And if you're staying to the end of the video, I'll give you a voucher code to use with the link below in the description to save 3% on the magnetic hoops from Sewtech. Welcome back to Smart Design Embroidery. It has been a while, but sorry, I have been busy, I have been sick. Went through a flu, but I'm getting better. You may still hear my voice is a little bit fancy, but that doesn't matter. I'm getting better. And today I couldn't wait any longer to share with you the latest addition to my little embroidery business that I run here from my caravan while we are traveling around Australia. So, while all my large business items are stored away safely on the east coast of Australia, as you know, I still have my little brother NV2600 with me, which is a sewing and embroidery combination machine. And I do here in the caravan my normal digitizing and testing my designs on my machine, sending them to my testers to get ready to be uploaded to my shop, as you may have noticed. In the last few months it has been a bit slow because I went to Germany to visit my family and I have been busy, super busy with a lot of custom orders, custom digitizing orders. But here and then I still managed to do some new designs for my shop. So anyway, today is a totally different topic. It still has to do with embroidery, but something very interesting. I had my eye on this particular addition to my embroidery machine for a while now, but I couldn't get my head around for many reasons. First of all, it was not overly important to get one. Second, in the caravan we are always limited with space and weights to carry around with us. And third, I actually was very happy with what I have. So when I got an email from Sewtech asking me if I would be interested in testing and showcasing their magnetic hoops, I was surprised, and of course I said yes, because that was exactly the item I was looking at for a while now. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. And this thing, I'm pretty sure, will be a game changer for you as well. So usually my machine comes with 3 different hoop sizes. The 4x4 hoop or 10x10 centimeter hoop, the 5x7 hoop or 13x18 centimeter hoop, and the third one, which is the 16x26 centimeters or 6x10 inch hoop, is still stored away because I don't use it much. But these are the main 3 hoops that I'm using when I have my embroidery machine set up on my bench here. So, and these 2 hoops are the ones that I use most. The normal, genuine brother hoops that come with the machine. Now, I show you what I received to do the testing. It is first the 10x10 hoop in the magnetic version and the 13x18 centimeter, which is 5x7 inch magnetic version of this hoop. That means today I'm giving you a short insight into the magnetic hoops. I unpack them with you, I explain them a little bit. I already had a close look, of course, because I can't do a review if I don't know what I'm talking about. So, but they are still in their original box, and that's what they come in. Like, you know, when you order them on their website, you will receive pretty much what I have in my hands here. Like, that is the 10x10, as I said, and the 13x18. They have different other hoop sizes, depends on the machine. As I said, I have the brother with NV2600. This is a model that is not longer available in the shops. There have been new releases of these machines which have some updates, upgrades and a little bit different names. And my machine is now 4 years old, more than 4 years old, yes, and is still running strong. And I must say, this machine traveled with me through Australia, like, I don't know, 20,000 kilometers already off-road on corrugation roads in the caravan, and it's running and running and running, and I love it. I'm so glad I took it with me, because I'm not myself without my craft items. Let's be honest. So, let's start with explaining the hoops. The disclaimer first. I have to do a disclaimer because YouTube is asking for that, or not YouTube, but the law actually. The disclaimer here. These hoops has been sent to me for testing. So I didn't purchase them by myself. They have been given to me by Zotec to review them and to do this video to show you how they work. That is the disclaimer. As I said, I had my eyes on them anyway, and I'm now going to show you how they work. First I have a sip on my water, and then we start the unpacking. We will start with the 10 by 10 centimeter or 4 by 4 inch hoop, and we do the larger one later. This is the small hoop and the box that it comes in. And when you open the box, that is what you greeted with. It's nicely packed, secure, and it looks pretty good straight out of the box already. Excuse my running nose, please. So, packed with some foam to protect the hoop. And this is wrong, that is the right way, this one. So like this, yeah, okay. So this is the hoop. 4 by 4 inch, 10 by 10 centimeters. It comes with 8 magnets, which are fitted in the way you see here. But later on, when you're using the hoop, you have to pay attention how you fit the magnets to secure your fabric and the stabilizer onto this hoop. So when you unpack the hoop, this is how the magnets are fitted to the frame. But this is not the way how you use them later on. Pay attention to how you fit the magnets when you secure your stabilizer and your fabrics later on. I'll show you in a minute what I mean. So for now, you can just slide them off and look how strong they are. Like, they're stuck together very easily. And you have to be careful. I mean, you will not hurt yourself, but they are pretty strong. So there you go. And they all have warning signs. Strong magnets. Watch your fingers. Don't put into other areas with magnets. And if you have a pacemaker, you should not use these magnets because they are very strong. That's how you stack them, and I tell you why. This hoop, or every hoop, comes with an instruction, a user instruction how to use the hoop. You can't go wrong with that. I highly recommend reading the instructions carefully before using the hoop the first time, because to be honest, I have seen a few reviews already, and all of them have used the magnets the wrong way. And I don't know why, but it's all written here in the instructions. You can't go wrong with that one. It is showing you how to fit the magnets on the frame to secure your fabrics and your stabilizer. So you can do like normal embroidery. You can use sticky, well, that is what's shown here. You can use sticky stabilizer at the back of the hoop, and then at the front you just attach your garments. You can do freestanding lace, or here, and this embroidery. That's what it is here on the back. I would highly recommend go through the instruction and check the pictures. General instructions. You will get a grid that has little holes, and these holes fit into the notches that you have here, and that makes it super easy to align your garments to place the embroidery in a perfect position. Okay, you don't leave that on when you embroider, of course. You have to remove that before you start your embroidery, of course. Otherwise, you know, you will stitch it onto the garment. You don't want that. That is just a guide. The hoop itself has a soft top which prevents the stabilizer and fabrics from moving and sliding on the hoop. Like when you attach your magnets, they stay in place and nothing moves. Okay. The back of the hoop is very shiny and doesn't have any sharp edges, and even on the right hand side there is a plastic protector to protect your machine from any scratches. When you are using sticky stabilizer, it is also shown here in the instruction, you stick the stabilizer to the back of the hoop on that area, and then you turn your hoop, place your fabric, straighten your fabric, and secure it with the magnets. Okay, I'll show you in a minute. If you are going to store your hoop when you're not using it, do not attach the magnets to the hoop, because that will flatten the flocked surface here and you will have marks on the surface. You don't want that. This is soft and even at the moment. It looks a little bit like it has different prints, but it's just from the guide here. But if you put the magnets on, like for a longer period of time, you will have the magnet marks here and you flatten the flocked surface. You don't want that. So when you store your hoop, just stack your magnets that way and your hoop next to each other, and maybe put them back in their package, in the plastic bag they came with, and always keep your manual with it as well. So that is my advice for that. Now, let's compare the two hoops with each other. This one is the genuine brother hoop that came with my machine. This one is the magnetic hoop. So let's see if they have any difference. First we check the attachment, like whatever that is called, the part that goes into your embroidery arm on your machine. It looks a little bit different on the magnetic hoop than it looks on the plastic hoop, as you can see, but the most important things are all the same. At least that's what it looks like. Or the the magnet is catching the screw here down here, but when you put them next to each other, you pretty much see that they are the same, so they should fit. And I already tested that. Yes, the magnetic hoop fits perfectly into my machine, and the machine is actually recognizing it as well. I have this little cute dress here for my granddaughter. I want to embroider a little design on here, one of my designs that you find in my shop, just to test the hoop and see how it works. I will not use any sticky stabilizer because this one is a very nice cotton fabric. It doesn't stretch. It is just a nice summer cotton fabric, and I only use cutaway stabilizer. So what I'm doing here is putting my stabilizer on my cutting mat, put the hoop onto the stabilizer, and eyeballing the size that I need for this design. And I cut my stabilizer just as I would with the other hoop. So if I would use my genuine hoop, that is the size that I would use, like the stabilizer size, and you have to remove the inner hoop, put the stabilizer in, put the hoop back into, or even if you want to hoop it with the fabric, you have to put both parts together into the hoop. So, and then you know, it is pretty complicated to line up the designs perfectly. With this hoop, I hope, this is the first time I'm using it. I haven't tried that before, so you're seeing me trying to hoop the garment and line up the design the very first time, just like you would do it, okay? So what I'm doing here is, first I take one of the magnets and put it in place. And because I have the notches here, I'm checking, see, I have to put the magnets somewhere out of the way, because otherwise I can't use the notches here, the little raised areas, to line up my guide. So what I'm doing is, because the guide has like the round edges to the inside of the hoop, what I'm doing here is I'm placing the magnets on the corners of the hoop to keep the stabilizer in place for a moment. All right, that is my idea how I'm doing it now at the moment. Now I'm sliding the hoop into the garment. Let's have a look if that works. It looks like. I could open the dress as well, because it has buttons at the back. And this is the area where I want to embroider the design. So let's see. This is the guide. Where do I want to have the design? Yeah, pretty much here. I have a fold here, and that is the center of the front of the dress. And let's say I want the design here. So I place the guide on the front of the dress. Remember, I haven't done that before. It's the first time. And now I'm sliding the hoop into position. Where is my nut? Here we go. That's where it has to go. So there you go. Where's the other raised part of the hoop? Hang on. Yeah, down here. Okay, down here. So that's the top, that's the bottom. I have to move the garment a little bit. Remember, I do not use any sticky stabilizer. I don't use any adhesive spray. I never use adhesive spray close to my machines. I never ever do that. You will never see me using adhesive sprays. So where are the grooves here? Hang on. Oh, there you go. That is the one. I'm a little bit exhausted because of my cord, but it should be fine. So where's the other? Oh, here we go. There you go. Look at that. Doesn't it look nice? Just put that one in place. So now what I'm doing is I'm grabbing the magnets from underneath. While I keep the guide and the garment in place, I'm just grabbing the magnets to temporarily secure the dress a little bit, okay? And then, still have to make sure it's nice lined up. There you go. So, you separate your magnets, which is easily done with one hand, as you could see. And now, I'm lifting up the guide, taking the magnet with the grip on this side and sliding it towards the edge of the hoop, like the inner edge. Yeah. So, same on the other side. Lifting up my guide. Remember, I haven't done that before. It's my first time as well. So, and by sliding it from the inside to the outside, you're stretching the fabric a little bit. I'm just checking if this is still correct. Yes, it is. So I put the guide away, and now I'm going to use the other magnets to secure the dress even further. Can you see that? I'm not moving the dress. I'm just securing the the fabric. I'll move this one as well. Off goes the pin. So let's see how safe this is when I turn the inside out. You have to be careful, of course, because it is a tiny dress. It's a size 2 because my granddaughter just turns 2 next year. So that is a very tiny dress. Maybe I open the back, that would be a good idea, because this fabric is not stretchable, so non-stretchable. Open the little buttons just to make it easier, I guess. There you go. So, now, carefully, I hope nothing moves. Put it to the front. Everything is still in place. Can you see that? Everything is still in place. So I pulled it to the front now, and still nothing has moved here. I'll put that inside here. That was easier. So there we go. And this is now my embroidery area. Can you see that? So hopefully the hoops will keep everything in place. It looks good so far. I just have to make sure that I will have the design in this area, and that is what I have to test on the machine. I don't want to run the design over the seam here. Now we are going to put the hoop into the machine, and look at this. It's actually very easy, as long as you make sure that the center doesn't have any magnets, otherwise you will hardly be able to slide underneath your embroidery foot here. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm sliding that in. My magnets are on the left and right hand side, which means that's where the magnets sit, and the foot can just slide through. So I put the hoop into the machine carefully, secure it like I do with all the other embroidery projects with my plastic hoop, and then I put all the fabric away from the foot. You have to make sure you only have the layer under the needle that you want to embroider. Okay, make sure the magnets sitting where they are supposed to sit. And now I'm going to check if the design that I have selected is fitting in the embroidery area. And for that I'm using my screen here, and it's following the size of the design. It looks actually pretty good. Well, this way, this way, this way, and this way. Okay, center it. Fantastic. I'm going into embroidery mode, and I thread my machine with the first color, and then I stitch out the design. I will not record the whole stitch out, but I will show you the end result. Okay? Here is a short hint for you. If you want to keep the fabric out of the way or stop it moving, you can lift one of the magnets and then secure the fabric with one of the magnets. Not all of them, but just a few, just to make sure that you do not run into trouble. Like here, if it falls down, it would probably get caught somehow. So that makes it easier for the whole design to stay in place. So the embroidery is finished and I can remove the hoop from my machine carefully, because you have to take the garment with you. But look at that. There is no wrinkle, nothing. Nicely and clean and straight embroidered, no pulling, nothing. Perfect. The embroidery is finished. And the dress is still in place. I can now remove the magnets and then I will cut the stabilizer at the back and the dress is finished. That is so cute. Remember, stack them together. They are easily stored that way and they actually jump in place. So, and also, as I said, you do not want to put them back on the hoop for storage. So, and then you just take your garment off and remove the stabilizer, as I said. So, that is pretty much the final result. I think it turned out super cute. And as I said, what I used was the 10 by 10 centimeter hoop. Very easy to use. I used it the very first time. I've never used a Zotac hoop before, but I can tell you that it won't be the last time. I have the 5 by 7 inch or 13 by 18 centimeter hoop here as well. And this will come into action very soon. And I will take a video for that one as well. But look at this. This is for my little granddaughter and I hope she loves it. She's turning 2 next year and I guess this is a super cute little personalized birthday gift. And if you like the design, you will find that little unicorn in my shop and I put the link down in the description below. And for you, I'll give you 15% off if you purchase today. I hope you liked this video. I had fun recording it and that won't be the last one where you see the magnetic hoops from Zotac in action. I promise you that.